between Almost Legends and Regen Red, recent NGS series. I'm coaching for Almost Legends. This game is going to focus on them and their plays, etc. There's 3 games to get through tonight. I don't know how far I'll get. Maybe just one. I'll do as many as I have time for. We get loaded in here. Should be able to switch over our in-game overlay. See what's going on here. First game on Battlefield of Eternity. Series was 2-1 in the end. I know Regen Red wins in the end, though I'm not sure who wins which map exactly.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
May watch a lot of this and fast forward and just pause at what I want to see. Looking at the draft, Imperius, Arthas, Gul'dan, Zul'jin, Lili. I'm not sure what Lili's doing in this draft. TBH. There's quite a lot of interrupts for her ult as well. Her healing ult anyway. Multiple interrupts. Especially from Johanna, who's pretty easy to do. Otherwise, the drafts, I like the draft overall. Other than the Lili, I just don't know what the Lili's doing. Kind of a really good Arthas map. In other ways, not. Arthas has to walk at people. There's nobody can help Arthas do engage or set up, or there's no real combos off of Arthas's abilities either, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But we'll see. You know, maybe it works if you can catch them off guard. The enemy team a little more straightforward, also a little more flexible in how they do things. They also have a engage with Artanis swap. And of course they have Tyrande stuns and Jaina roots and so on and so forth. Like, on paper I'm favoring Regen Red's draft, but let's see how the game goes. Rhyme's really good. Too much free damage. Yeah. Right. Look at this positioning. This is 1v4 right now. These little things, you didn't get start pummeled till later, but as the squishy DPS hero, or any squishy, you don't want to be posturing like this, right? This hero needs to be up here, or back here, like somewhere in this upper region. Behind, right? Be safe. Like, you want to hit this hero, but all these heroes can hit you. And they do. Well, several of them do. And then dead. First Blood's never that big a deal in Heroes of the Storm compared to other MOBAs. Get in the channel. But it's little, like, positioning is so key in this game for every role. And understanding your main job for a given hero or per a given role should influence where you're positioning your hero. Try and posture accordingly. There's times you'll take risks and put yourself in danger or bait heroes, etc., but the laning phase isn't really what short laning phase exists in HOTS. Also, camp should have been taken already. 30 seconds. And, you know, okay, people are going now, but this is still fine. If a little late. Because you want to be able to take the camp, maybe tap if you need to, and already set up in the middle. This is going to be a titch behind, perhaps, for... Yeah, this is alright. Maybe 5-10 seconds a little later, I think you could be if you want to argue pure optimization. In terms of Immortal burn, they should win the race every single time, which means you have to fight them. I say should. Depends what Artanis took. He went amateur. So why is Gul'dan down here contesting this? Like, this is bonkers. Look at this positioning. It's the same thing I said before. Right, Gul'dan's a mobile. Very immobile mage. Of course all the mages are largely immobile other than Li Ming, but you just, you don't want to do this, right? Same thing, this hero needs to be back here somewhere. Minimum up here, or in this range, same thing, right? You need to treat your front line like a satellite and orbit them. I mean, okay, I know you get Artanis swapped here, but you're also, you're asking to be Artanis swapped, right? They're gonna take the kill where they can get it. The cap effect of this camp's pushing bottom is really nice, and you've largely stalled the one top. That's a big plus. There's no way you win this race. There's some merit in distracting them, but like, honestly, Johanna should be the only one doing that. She can blind and slow things down a bit. She should be pretty much safe with Iron Skin. Oh, sorry, Johanna's on the enemy team, what I'm saying. Arthas he's not even that good at poking. They're gonna win the race with Tyrande damage amp, amateur opponent, Hanzo's going scatter build. Or braided arrows in any case. And then Jaina burst, like her level 7 works on the Immortal, right? Oh, is she on Ice Blows? In any case, I expected to see the reduct in Q, but that's fine. Point is, they have way more Immortal burn than you, so in a straight up 5v5 race, they're always going to win it. Slow to hurt Immortal, slow to hurt Immortal. Basically does no damage to Immortal. Very good on Immortal, so on Immortal. Very good on Immortal, very good on Immortal, very good on Immortal, very good on Immortal, useless on Immortal. So they got 4 out of 5 to your like 1 out of 5. Which is fine. It's a perfectly legitimate way to win Battlefield of Eternity is to pick fighty comps. It's a little more dangerous because unless you consistently win the fights, you're probably never going to win an Immortal race. And or you get a good fight just before an Immortal, so they're down a couple of heroes. That's also fine. So if you drafted this way intentionally, understanding your win condition based on the map objective, then it's all good. But you also have to play to your win condition. And the first Immortal engage, I wasn't seeing that. I was seeing you trying to race them, stalling with the Gul'dan, like that's just a no-no. Here we have the same kind of position problems. A nice cleanse from Born to Shine here. Save Zemza. Turn around on the Jaina, sweet. Well played. Just going back really quick. You don't really want to put yourself in this position if you can help it as well. Of course I understand Arthas is down here, but I mean, this ends up being really nice turnaround, but for consistency's sake, you want to try and avoid putting yourself in too much danger or taking unnecessary damage, if possible. Maintaining formation, etc. Immortal's coming up, they're going to race again. Gul'dan stacks are decent. A little low on some of these heroes, half HP on Gul'dan, like resource-wise. This is kind of a losing battle. Taking the camp's fine. Everyone's just taking level 10 at this point, but they have the poke advantage. You have no hero to poke the Immortal. Not gonna work. Because your front line is so walk at them heavy. Support can't do anything about it, neither can your mage. Basically, actually nobody can engage with Arthas, and he has to run at people. And they can just walk away from him if they really want to. So, quick pause while this goes on. Like, when you have this kind of draft, you have to be less obvious. Of course they hit 10, now you have to run. Oh my god, Born to Shine God, giving Emza. Doesn't save Orald Imperius, or Bellalos might be in trouble here. You can't just try and run at them in these open spaces. You gotta try and be more clever with this kind of draft. Right, the armaments. That's the tank ult. If both you went the tank ult, I'm mildly concerned about that. Oh, this can do some damage, but you probably want, like, both these heroes at this point fulfilling the same purpose, largely, and you want somebody to be able to reposition, to kind of be like a playmaker, I guess, in this draft anyway, would make your lives a lot easier. I'd recommend the other Imperious Ult, honestly, I forget what it's called right now. One where you can scoop someone up and deposit them elsewhere. especially if you landed on a squishy or something. But as I was saying with this draft, having nobody bottom's a little concerning. No real need for Imperius to be up here. He doesn't contribute much to the defense. As I say, he largely chases the enemy team off, but like I wouldn't have gone this far out. But this is still fine, mostly because they're taking this fight 4v5, right? And they're still winning it, basically, because of the Immortal. That was close, everyone used their ults, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with chasing people off, but like, you know what I mean? In terms of the like risk-reward value trade, etc., you got nothing while they got a lot. You might get this Artana skill to be sticking around for some reason. So this helps. Okay, pretty solid. That was weird. You're grabbing the camp, but you know, you just lost 2 forts basically for nothing, so chances are you were going to lose the fort top anyway. So I would have pulled 1 hero and just kept them bottom to give you the XP and all this push, but this is a really sick fight that they picked. Awesome sauce. And you can see how well the fight went for you, like in close quarters where Imperius and Arthas can just get on top of them. And Gul'dan loves choke points. He just lays into people. Alright, turn around, possibly. Guillotine was maybe a little early. The nasty horrify. This is a little overambitious trying to steal. Very ill-advised camp steal overall. It's just a little... Not that it's obvious, it's because the Johanna chase is real. She didn't go the... She went okay, she didn't go the Rage or the Flames or whatever. Just like with your own camp up and top pushing in, of course top's pushing in because of this camp a bit, but also the catapults. Like, if we just go, we're going to go back a little bit here, and just, you need to look at the state of the map before you make this play. And it's like, it's not worth, really. What am I, oh, okay, maybe it is worth. But your own camp's coming up in 10. I guess if you, okay, then let's look at how you could win this fight. I would have probably just shoved top as like the safer play. It still gives you XP. I guess you're feeling good because you're up a talent tier. Right? You're only playmaking all here's Horrify. I guess one of the main issues here is Gul'dan wasn't here for this fight. And they just go ham. Yeah, like without the Horrify to break this thing up. Is that? That's 4. Yeah, that was like a full health guillotine. Which basically it is nothing. So I would really wait on that to actually deal some damage. The Horrify's nice, but they're already 2 set up with the ring, and you do get a kill on, who is it? Somebody dies. Or Jaina or something. So your map was in a fine spot, but with this wave coming in, I don't know, I think there's better things to do. Pushing top is safer. Waiting for your camp. Like, I approve of aggressive plays, but the risk is super high. Like, it's maybe okay if Gul'dan's there from the start and you horrify them right away, or at a key moment. Like, maybe just a Jaina rings or something so they can't follow up. Just a little too risky, a little too greedy, that's all. It's just a bruiser or shaman camp. It's not really worth fighting to the death over. Not that you could have escaped at that point, but it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, they still have a fort top, even if you get this camp. It's not going to, like, push into their keep. It's not going to really distract them and pull them away. Ideally, you're using, you know, your macroing in such a way that you're buying an advantage on one side of the map, and ideally, it forces a response, or you're getting value during an objective, like they were. They had Artanis bottom pushing last time, for example, while they took top, or the Immortal did. Things to think about a little more. Not only what you're doing right now, but like what the next 1, 2, 3 steps are, as you know, in the next minute or so as well. Horify was... What happened with that Horify? This is something that ideally is... Is that bugging? Am I insane? It's like... Oh, I see. She was unstoppable. So she's fine. But I don't understand how Artanis didn't get hit. Weird. Getting in a little too close, maybe. Escape artist activated. I would not chase with Lily. You don't have the catch to reach them. That was decent. Nobody died. That was the main thing. Considering their health bars, if you remember, I would pick this fight for sure. Looks like you're gonna try. A little late though. Right, if we last known vision.
Blue team's
We can see like their health bars are pretty low. And it's like you kind of want to chase, then you're hitting creeps. I would just go for it, right? I guess you know you didn't know they were here, but like you could have been here sooner, right? If you actually catch them in this choke point, well, actually, it's questionable how well it goes. There are possible turnarounds, but their health bars are low enough that it's probably worth a try. You could also get like ringed and arrowed and starfalled and some other stuff and get annihilated, but maybe not. At this point, you kind of need to make a play. Both level 16, but you're down a keep. That's a lot of map pressure. They're clearly going for this, even if you don't see them. Should have already taken your camp. This is some wasted map movements, right? Like, you can't afford to go take this camp. And there's no real point in contesting them now while your ults are down, like you need Horify. Which means you need people clearing this, you need people taking this, and maybe even have somebody clearing bottom. But kind of running, like, this is too much wasted movement from 3 players. You don't need 3 players to do this. Arthur's porting home's smart. Right, and just see we're put a timer up, it's like tick-tock, tick-tock. Probably up to like 20, 30 wasted seconds at this point. They just scouted you, right? Maybe you're I don't know what maybe the team's talking, what's going on right now, but it's too long, right? Even if you win an immortal fight, your side lanes are gonna be so pushed in because of this delay. Like when you're this far behind on the map, you need to move faster than this. You need to think faster than this. Clear your lanes. Objectives incoming, right? It's always around 2.5 minutes after the immortal dies. You can try and kind of timestamp it in your head, right? Because they don't have to do anything right now. They can just kind of do whatever they want, but since you're behind, you need to move in certain ways. You ended up, you defended the top and this and that in the bottom in the end, but it's just wasted movement. Optimizing your map movements is pretty important. Ooh, that swap is really important in HOTS. Because the more efficient you are, then better position you'll be in on the map to do stuff. You'll have either more time to think, you'll have less pressure on yourself, you'll have more windows of opportunity, you'll create more windows of opportunity, like, there's a lot of benefits. So, team's 2 split up here, right? Trib's all the way down here. He wants to clear. They're kind of like, let's hit the immortal, and these are like the worst possible heroes to be hitting the immortal. Emza's like, I don't know what to do. help the Imperius, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? They're just some miscommunication. You're not a draft that splits things. Offlaner can do offlane things. In this case, Imperius, as I like to say, let offlaner do offlaner things, which typically means soak defend, push a lane. But whatever you do, just try and make the decisions together, especially this late game. There's not really too much to do. This fight's actually going a lot better than I thought it would, all things considered. But they almost have the immortal, so they don't really mind losing a hero. They'll just keep chipping. Run, Panda. Not gonna happen. Nice triple root, but at least your bottom's pushing in, but they'll be able to take care of that. So the two main issues with this game is some map movements. That's not really it. Mostly it's kind of a lack of understanding on how to win this game, or at least attempt to win the game with this draft, based on the map. You need to try and think to ambush them, right? Hit them when they're, you could wait till they just take the camp and start streaming in. You could try and run around them while they're hitting the Immortal. Like, you need to be more sneaky when you have this kind of draft to just watch the people. Like, you gotta bush gank them, intercept them, hit them from the side, hit them from the back, go down, maybe dead. No, they didn't die. I would rip Horrify here, maybe. No. Yeah, because if you're not drafting Immortal Burn, you have to draft Fight. And you drafted Fight, but you're not really. You didn't really play that way. Nice, good chase. Took out Johanna before she got indestructible in 20. You have a chance to take this top camp, though this is kind of a waste. These creeps don't do too much. You're better off just straight pushing and taking out this fort. And this will kind of help, but kind of not. The amount of damage the team does at this stage is pretty high, so like spending the time to take this Kaiser camp is a little negligible. It's alright, it's not some like game-losing play, but it's a bit inefficient. I don't know, I wouldn't back off, like you know they're bottom, right? You have about 10 seconds to push. This is okay, but now they defend, right? If you stayed and pushed, you probably could have taken out the towers and wall and left. Pushing, look how far they are bottom. You're already hitting, and you back off. You'd have to back off in time. If you stay here, it could be dangerous. But this doesn't do anything, right? This is just a deny camp. Which is okay, but then you didn't really, like, you missed structural damage. And you want to try and get structural damage in whenever you can. Very important. There's not too much to do here other than try and run at them. Everyone's 20. Quick look at 20 is good. Fine. Sure. Yes. Yes. No. Anti-magic shield. Should have anti-magic shield on Arthas. Way better here. Look at all the magic damage their team has. It's bonkers. Ghouls don't always save you. The extra ghouls are nice. Like there's nothing wrong with assault, but anti-magic shield's better when there's this much magic damage. Does Lily still have? Yeah, okay. I'm thinking of old Lily. Use 4 or 5. Maybe. It is do or die at this point, so you gotta try. I'm not sure that I just don't think this fight can go any better because you're not gonna win out on fights, which is what I said from the start. You have to find ways, and this guy's so tanky. I thought maybe you could kill him quicker, but you don't have your main burner here in the form of Slowdown. Kinda gets here too late. So you can draft in such a way that you are able to take these split fights, right? But you have to draft mobility, you have to draft catch, you need heroes like Genji, Zeratul, Tracer, heroes like Stitches, even a Garrosh. Like if you want to play this sort of split up the fight, distract the enemy, run around, cause havoc, in and out. You gotta play like hit and run if you're gonna position this way and pick fights this way. You can't do it with this kind of draft. So you either adjust your draft to your current playstyle, or you adjust your playstyle to suit your draft. But the latter is kind of better because it's more flexible, but you should start off wherever you're comfortable starting off with, whatever that means. Either way is fine. Just you need to align your win condition with your draft, and your playstyle with your draft's win conditions more accurately. Not too bad. We'll still Arcanus. Oh, they're all so low. Got this died before he could get this off, apparently. Yeah. Don't know what happened there, but that's why you need anti-magic shield. He just got deleted. Or you have to preemptively cast Legion of Northrend. Oh, I see. It got interrupted, or was on CD? It was on CD. Nice bound though. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, you're already taking way too much damage. That face. Actually got deleted without using any of your stuff. So, I'm a tank main. Arthas is like my top 2 or 3, but when you're running, when you're being this ballsy, you need to have your key, your hand on this hotkey. Like, you already need to be using it, right? Maybe right around here, just before you get hit. And if you're not sure, then just use it. Like, if you're wandering out here, just use the Northrend, right? I know it just came up cooldown. But just use it, or wait till it's up is really smarter. Like, you're a few seconds off. And, okay, it's up. Right? Like, you want to take this fight before the Immortal gets on your core, because that's kind of game over. But you need your Gul'dan, so really you should probably just hover. Come back for like 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But of course they arrowed you, now Gul'dan's here. Horrify needs to be used immediately. It was used a little too late. Kind of kept riding on the horse. You gotta use this stuff preemptively. Rather than using it to... It's a bit like supportability, save skills on supports. Rather than using them as, oh crap, panic buttons, I'm about to die. Use them up front to mitigate and soak damage to prevent your health bar from getting low enough where you're in panic mode. You know, and this applies to a lot of support abilities, you know, things like Lucio's Sound Barrier, for example, even Lily's Jugs, things like Arthas's Legion of Northrend. Use them preemptively, you know, 75% health, 80% health even. You know, use them to soak the damage so that when the abilities are over or used or whatever, you can keep fighting rather than you're still in a precarious position. Basically. The enemy team played pretty well. You got outdrafted. But, oh, we're actually gonna update the score really quick. There we go. This is a short game.
Prepare yourself for battle,
yeah.
heroes.
Main takeaway, align your what your draft can do with your playstyle. Play together. And try to be a little more efficient moving around the map. There's like up 2 or 3 takeaways from game 1.
5, 4.
This is a pretty cool draft. I like this. Malthael's great here. Can rotate easily with Gale Horse, Brightwing also for global. Vala's a great sustained damage dealer. She has Zarya shields to back her up. ETC and Zarya. I mean, what am I saying? ETC and Vala are both a little squish. Mildly concerned about that. That was a very nicely executed throw into tongue grab. Props to them. I'm a little concerned about the squishiness of this lineup other than Zarya. I'd rather probably see someone a little less squishy than ETC, but it can still work great. Because they're susceptible to interrupts and stuns, and ETC's really good at this. With CW. And I like this split you got going on here. This is really nice. I like this. Yeah, this is such a bad matchup for Dahaka. So garbage. Zarya Bully's great. Nice jukes on by Imsa here. Everyone's just chilling in the middle. Yeah, this is nice. If they're able to like heavily engage in you, it's going to be a little tough until you get ults to like counter engage. But you do have like Brightwing Poly. Knock back could be fine. Again, I'm just talking about on paper, how things are played out in the game. It's you never really know. Off lane going great, middle lane going great. Sorry for the win. Yeah. One really nice. Might want to tap if you have it. Wrong hero.
Choose a talent.
You have it.
The altars will
Oh, you're fine. Brightwing showed up. I was gonna say, just if you didn't have your healer.
You must capture.
Kind of had time to go middle with at least one hero if you wanted. Come back down. This is also fine.
Forth and claim the altars in my name. The Raven Lord.
Interesting. Talking him bottom. I expected him to burrow in on Malthael, seeing as it wasn't taken. That was a mistake on the Dog's part. Pretty sure he had time to burrow in on it.
Go forth and claim.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Should have time to burrow here and interrupt. And this fight's already lost.
Blue team draws.
Pretty sure he could have interrupted this if they wanted to. They would have to pull heroes off bottom, so who knows if it's even the best idea, but bottom was already lost, so wasted to Haka burrow.
And mine.
Then he has to walk all the way up. So this is good for you guys. Oh, this is awesome. Sure. Have talent advantage. ETC had slide there. I think you can turn that. Right? Kinda gave you a free initiation. Maybe. That's like a format pending. Right through the middle. It's probably a 3-person power. Now it's a 4-person power slide. I would have taken it, because unless Zarya didn't have shield up. She does. You're fine. No real reason not to take that. You're like, your whole goal is to bully them. Like, they're constantly losing top, so it's always pressure on them. And they've already lost their towers, like you're in control right now, so keep bullying them. If they give you free opportunities. Things are looking great for you already, so you don't like, you're not forced to make these moves, right? You're not under any gun. Like, you can just cruise, but if they're giving you free Space Cow initiations, UTC being Space Cow, then why not? So watch out for Maya from the back, but otherwise, questionable. Yeah, Maiev effect. Right there. Like, even, she can always leap over the wall too, right? And I think your own camp was up, so this is just a little too greedy. And your bottom lane's also not losing, but it's even. You kind of have better things to do than invade this camp. Especially like this, because Zarya was the first one in, this doesn't really do anything. There's no catch. Right? ETC was kind of in the back. So was Brightwing. She was in Poly. So this is fine, but like, if you haven't already killed someone, this isn't going anywhere. And they have, like, right? Because once you go in, you're in. You can't leave. They can chase you for days. Not only do they have Lucio, but, you know, Li Ming's mobile, Garrosh's catch, Maev's catch, Dahaka's catch. So when you commit to a fight versus this draft, you have to really commit to it and be sure you're going to get the value you're looking for. Or you will, or that's just going to keep happening. You'll be really sad. And this is good. They're super low. Arrow should go down here with some focus. Question mark? Question mark? Maybe Malthael thought you had him. Does hit. Okay, Malthael hit him. It's a small thing, but I think Vala stepped back here. Right? Keep. Yeah. That's right.
Enough of this charade.
Probably could have chased and gotten the kill and come back capped, because they're also losing bottom. It's a very aggressive DCC slide. Would not have done that. right? Your team isn't... They've already, like, there's no point to fight here, right? Again, you have better things to do. Clear mid, clear bottom, push top. Like, you have options. Just get 10 and fight. These heroes don't die easily, right? ETC doesn't really deal damage. Sorry, it can deal damage, it has to build. Right wing also nominal damage outside of maybe like Emerald Winds and like sticky flares for days, I guess. But no one goes sticky build. Vala does great damage, but these heroes are pretty tanky, right? Super tanky, tanky, elusive slash tanky, mobile. Like this isn't gonna work. Even if you're all here, like you're just gonna kind of get a repeat of bottom, and then you can't get out, of course, because they counter engage. And you're trying to nearly kill them, sure, but it's just not really worth. Not worth. It's over endeavor. You don't need to make these plays, right? When you're, you know, there's points of the game where they reach critical mass, kind of like game 1, and you're forced to make certain plays. But if you don't have to go hard on things that are super risky, then don't. This is definitely worth trying to defend. But sadly, ETC had to respawn, so it made it pretty tough. Just gotta get 10, then make your move. Shrines are bottom. Probably actually would have sent... might have even sent Brightwing top just to soak this and then port in. Like right away, immediately. Would have to make that move immediately for it to make any sense.
The time is now.
Dance, Last Rites, Wind. And Zarya probably go Gravitron Field rather than Expulsion. It depends how much you need help with Mosh Pit. But, I mean, right, this doesn't work, right? Brightwing doesn't have a... doesn't Brightwing have a cleanse? What am I doing? No, wait, they took off her cleanse, right? Yeah, sorry. She used to have one. I'm just... my brain's muddled. Or, no, she has a cleanse in her... or whatever, her trait or something, doesn't she? Yeah. Oh, but it's after the fact. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just spacing out. I was gonna say, like, you need cleanse to, like, cleanse the mosh pit thingy, but yeah, never mind. I don't think you can ever really get dance off. As long as Li Ming holds wave of force, you're never gonna get a dance off. You'll just instantly cancel it every time. I probably just would have gone for the other ult and like the Expulsion Field. There's the cancel. Maybe worth. Nice, execute. Zarya shields for the win. Sometimes though it's worth just the threat of mosh pit, even with a cancel, means the enemy always doesn't want to group a certain way, so the ult gets value even if you never use it technically. Forces enemies to be careful or get punished. Li Ming was pretty quick to cancel, but it still bought some time. Do some fight focus. Back to being in control of bottom, pushing this is good, especially while they're middle. Coming here to defend. I don't know if they can do it in time, so... oh... I would have committed to that. It's okay to lose a hero, right? You just sacrifice a hero and get this fort, it's pretty important. Solid escape though. Right wing not have Emerald Winds, by the way. Had Emerald Wind. Right? Probably... oh no, mana to use it. That's fine. Still, I think losing a hero to get this is fine, but not getting it and losing a hero is kind of sad face. Now if the ult can get some work done top, we might rotate middle. We'll see. Not very good at hitting buildings. We can clear the creeps. This is fine. Giving up top. Bottom's better, but he primed it essentially. Wouldn't pick this fight. This wave will take it. Now the ult can go mid or bottom. Being safe, I like it. Very nice. Careless players would walk through here and get caught by the enemy. Yeah, they're not even contesting this. This is great. You just poke this. You have talent advantage. This is kind of the safe way, but a little risky. Positioning there. Want to kind of... This is fine. You still might have to walk him in. There we go. Boom. Nice. Reb 2 forts. This is fantastic. You probably start thinking about boss. EBH. Althea's not good at hitting buildings, but he's good at hitting boss. We want to also stall bottom, and Maltheo can't solo the boss. Though with like Zarya's help, he probably could. Or maybe Brightwing. But this is fine. You're also pressuring middle. Stall bottom, pressure middle. This is a really smart map play from you guys. I like it a lot. Naga took back top, but it's still fine. Golden. Solid. Interrupt. Should see last right. Ready. Crazy ass fight. 1 for 3. Take it. Be able to stall this. Yeah. This is just straight game, right? Yeah, this is a game. Nice. Super nice game. That was really well played. This is a little... I don't know what this is about. Just maximum points, I guess. Might have been better used to guard the Brightwing in case they try some shenanigans, but doesn't matter. Alright. We're at 1 for 1. Gonna load into game 3. Back to in game. Brightwing, Nazebo, Kel'Thas, Leoric, Arthas. Yikes. Never really a fan of double mage in drafts.
Prepare yourselves.
Personally.
Begins shortly.
It can be amazing, but it can also backfire horribly. Well, their draft's really weird too, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Like if they had gone like more of a dive team or any sort of like Genji type hero, we'd probably have a lot of trouble. The Brightwing's good at dealing with some divers.
Seconds.
Is it Janitor Leoric?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, I'm looking on the wrong side. Leoric's 2. Not Janitor Leoric. Feels bag. These heroes need a bit of setup. These heroes have slows. You have poly. You have a nice control factor. You have crazy damage. You have scaling damage with Naz. KT just needs the mana scale. You can see the wisp. Question mark? What's KT doing?
Bring the gems of power to my
Main wave clear. Okay, I don't took mana at it. This is a no-no, right? For some reason, Lunar is their offlaner, which makes no real sense. So maybe they're trying to avoid a melee matchup with Leo. The Thrall would still be fine. In any case, your main goal here is stacking Mr. Nazebo. And the best way to do that is use Kale and Naz together, and they can just flash clear the waves. You know, have them hit everything real quick, flash clear, move on. You don't need to do this weird, like, let's soak shenanigan on Tomb. There's no good reason for it. The only time you should not be 4-man or 4-person, whatever, rotating, is if you've sent someone to kill the offlaner. And or the whole team rotates down. But that should be a move you make after you've come middle and cleared it. You can kind of lull the enemy into false sense of security by going like up, down, up, down, up, down, down. And they're like, oh wait, for example, Lunara's way up, right? This is fine. Right wing, nothing really happened to right wing. But you get mind booped, and it's a little concerning. But their draft's pretty wonky. Get a little more reliable catch. Maybe right wing goes down. But... there. Like, right wing really should be here in these engagements, right? This shouldn't be split soaking on Tomb. It's not how you play this map, right? You need to kill these things before the poison wears off. Right, there's two problems here. One, you're losing out mana addict globes for KT, and you're also missing out stacks for Naz. So like both your mages are missing out on stuff they don't want to be missing out on. Fortunately, the drafts like Brightwing should never die. That isn't the issue. Like they should be scared of you, right? Like your 4 is scarier than their 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up here by far. So all you have to do is kind of like posture and clear the waves. Posture, clear the waves. Chasing kills is largely a waste of time unless they're like for free. This isn't worth their time. Just focus on rotate clearing. You can clear quicker than them. You can posture harder than them. Like you're looking towards the mid game with this draft. You're not like an early aggro kill draft. You don't really care. Just stack your mages. That's all I need to do. Pretty decent. Also, the quicker you rotate, the quicker you get gems. This is a big no-no, right? Trying to turn in the face of the enemy while your main like anti-enemy invade hero in the form of KT is down there hitting waves by himself. This is just a communication disconnect and a bit of a misunderstanding. For the most part, you shouldn't bother turning in your gems until you actually have the turn-in. And the reason for that is because you commit resources, usually in the form of heroes, to stall and do this whole posture duel battle. And they also have this like Junkrat mine to screw. They have a lot of ways to screw with you, right? Thrall lightning, Anna grenade and dart, Junkrat crap, flashlight from Johanna, like so many ways to stop your turn in, even at range, like safe range. Which means you need to do it ideally when they're not around, or at least when you can guarantee the turn in, or relatively guarantee it. This isn't gonna go like, yeah. It's a waste of your time, basically, to try and turn in until you can, because then you have to do the same thing twice, right? And while you're posturing here, you're losing out on waves, losing out on XP, globes, Naz stacks, like the whole shebang. Maybe kill here. Maybe. Yeah, fine. It would have picked up his gems anyway. A little dangerous, positionally speaking. Maybe this spread out. Right? He walked all the way over here or something. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. A little crazy. Fortunately, they're all up here. But if they had just been like one tile down, they just collapse you and you're a goner. Not ideal. Like you got away with the gems, but you also could have punished you for that. Nice zombie wall, but you should still be fine. Yeah, too close to the gate. Ah, got mind booped. Tried to get out, but that's the other thing. When you play against, Diablo, Garrosh, Junkrat, you gotta watch out for those wall shenanigans. Just trying a little too hard, right? to chase the kills when you don't need kills. You don't need kills early on Tomb unless you're running a kill team. Diablos, Kerrigans, what have you, right? Must have been Lunara who turned in? Like, Leoric should have been stalling them bottom. Like, they have to turn in, right? So do you. They've already turned in 36. Yeah, they just... Leo's too low to go in. Does he not have well tap to stall this? He does. You should have seen him walking down through the map, too. Yeah, he just meanders. Whoop. Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of like your job, bottom lane, to stall this. And I know you're low, but you had well tap, so well tap and get up here and try and mess with them a little. Give your team time to come down and stop it. This is just too hard. Trying too hard. It's too close to the gate. He'll just pick up his gems, and the one kill isn't really worth much.
Your world is upside down.
Need to get mind booped. Otherwise there's no reason kill should be dying. Yes. But you're also... So when the enemy's pushing in like this, you can't really wait outside. Right? Look at, like, you need to orbit your tank, generally speaking. Like, he probably... Okay, he's tapping, but... You know, he's also melee, so he has to wait. But, like, look at this. Right? Your Naz is already gone, so there's no zombie wall. Brightwing's dead, so you have no heal, plus no poly. Leo's, of course, bottom. So it's kill versus the world. Not a great place to be. A really nice sleep dart by Anno. The lift is solid, but... Oh dear, that's a double. Yeah. So you need to decide what you're going to do when you're defending. And when... There's basically no world where you perfectly defend all lanes. It's like 99% of the time that's never going to happen. Right? Especially on Tomb. The map's too small. When for them to they can just zip around. The map's kind of played in fast forward, kind of like how I'm watching the game in faster. So you need to commit to a lane to defend, right? Can't, barring very specific drafts. Anyway, there's always like an if statement in HUTs. Like, you know what I mean? You're committing 2-1-1 to defend push. One of these heroes is garbage at defending. That is to say, Arthas can't defend a Weaver push for he doesn't do anything. Your Weaver, anti-Weaver heroes are these two. Mostly Kale, honestly. Right-wing a tiny bit. So protect the Kale, right? Kale, be safe. Just step behind the gate. Like, you're gonna lose this fort. Right? There's 4 heroes top lane pushing. You're down to your healer. There's no way to defend it. Which basically means abandon the lane and go middle. And then clear bottom. And... Oh, nice kill on Lunara. Go Emsa. That was a great rotation. That was a good use of going middle and then going bottom. So if you're going to lose something anyway, try not to also spend like lives and resources or like your gems. You lost quite a few gems, 20, 30 gems. To defend something when it's already gone. There's no way to stop that push under those conditions. Wasn't going to happen even if Naz stayed. They still get the fort if they want it. And they wanted it. So let them have it. If you really want, you could leave one hero safely, like behind the gate to throw some shit, and as soon as the gate's down, you gotta leave, evict yourself, leave the area. Like, you can do these cheeky plays if you want, but you have to have a very strong positional understanding of your hero's mobility, of the enemy's mobility, of their effective engagement range, right? And these change throughout the game as well. When they acquire ultimates, for example. Now we have Blessed Shield and Earthquake. Well, mostly just Blessed Shield, but the Riptire as well changes things. Zombie Wall solid. Oh, you want to turn in. So do they. Indragosa. Into Ravenous. I don't think this Ravenous ever really holds. There's a lot of cancels for Ravenous. Ravenous Spirit. I really like this ability, but I'm questioning whether you'll be able to channel it without it getting cancelled. So going Gargantuan Maven, just consistent value play. Arthas without, nice. Took out Bambi again. Arthas without army is pretty non-tanky, a little questionable. You already have pretty decent catch with Entomb, and that was an Entomb play bottom. You have control with Emerald Wind. Could be amazing, but you have to like go hard. That was a nice defense in the turn-in. You're already middle. Top is one of the more important lanes. Kind of abandoned middle though, a little questionable. Naz is dead bottom. Way too long, way too long. Right, so the fact that you abandoned middle means they could make this play. Right? Look middle, look middle, look middle. So right here, Naz has to already be leaving. You have to go down. So when you're alone in lanes like this, not playing something like a Leoric, like a escapey offlaner, or escape type hero, you have to be more aware of your surroundings. Right? And the enemy's gonna go, you know, where's the free food? Oh, look, a tasty Naz. Right, this is gonna happen every time, unless you're an escape hero. So yeah, you can't make that play. So if you had already left down here and mounted up and started running, maybe you get out somewhere down here. Maybe there's still a chance they cut you off. You do the retention down there. It's not like the end of the world, but it's also a little unideal. You're gonna play split push Naz or any split push type hero. And be more aware of when the enemy is most likely to rotate upon you. When they want to or when you force them to. Could have cut them off a little harder here. This is fine. Go middle and push right now. Alright, you're on the way. Gale chasing Bambi, not really a thing. Just keep building, that's what you're here for. And Pyro? What face? I guess Pyro's good on like Bambi. But unless she goes Magic Shield, then it's terrible. Creator Magic Shield or whatever it's called. I'm gonna let them with her. Alright, she didn't go it. Pretty good at killing Bambi, maybe Anna, but doesn't 100-0 anyone anymore. Yeah. Lanes are fine, but they're turning in. You have Entomb, like this is pretty good. You can probably just pick the fight, TDH. No, not with this mage here. Look for the, like this Entomb is what, 50, 60 seconds, right? I can't remember, they always keep changing it. Now it's 50, yeah. Just take the fight, but before the Weavers get here, like this is not. There's like a very brief window of opportunity. Middle to take this. As soon as this is dead, you either take this fight or not. Right? You would have already needed to run in and Entomb and start fighting, preferably like up here, not directly in the middle where you get blasted. So they forced that. Cleanse maybe needed to happen a moment later. The Emerald Wind's nice, but it's just the Anna Grenade prevented any healing. It's a little too greedy. Like make the play or lead the lane. You have other things to do. You can defend top, you can defend bottom. This is like a mild failure in understanding the draft. I don't know why he's throwing Shawl's portrait. Maybe Thrall killed him. Tiny bit of the game 1 issue is mostly shown in the lane rotations. This mage positioning on Hoedown is also being like super greedy pretty much all game long. Like you're trying to go pick up gems at this like look you can't try and pick up gems at this stage of the game as a squishy when the enemy like this is crazy. This is so crazy. Right? You can't do that. Just to know. There's no world where you live. Not gonna happen. Play safer. Like, gems are secondary, even like what if there's a state beyond secondary at this point. You're not gonna be able to turn in anytime soon, right? All 3 lanes are being shoved in. You're behind a full level. They almost have turn in again, and or boss next. Like there's no world where you're gonna be turning in gem, even like being in a position to turn in gems anytime soon. Meaning a nice entomb. Get some return kills here, looks like. Oh, solid, very solid. Like I was saying, like, you won't be in a position to turn in anytime soon. And of course they just lost a lot of their gems, so they can't turn in. And they can't boss, but next couple minutes are gonna be you guys focusing on lane control. Maybe take the camp. Looks like you're doing here. So as much as possible, try and have your intent, like your win conditions, your movement, have what you need to do inform your positioning versus your positioning forcing your actions. Kind of like top, where you walked out into danger and everyone's like, oh crap, try and save the kill, and you know, it doesn't happen. And think ahead a little bit, if you can, in your role. It goes for everyone. That was just kind of a convenient example. Run, Leo, run. Might have to entomb, run. No, not gonna happen. I was too busy yakking about all that to really, I wasn't really looking at what was happening. Leo doing Leo things, but maybe... Like, you just saw them run up here, right? You're looking middle. Ah. So Brightwing noticed. But, you're sticking around well after the warning pings, right? You stuck around like for like 4 seconds, 5 seconds even. Probably cost you your life. Because you should be around right here. And you can always rip like a defensive entomb and keep running. Don't grab it, so might catch you, I guess. But same thing we saw in down bottom with the Nizebo. Like if you're going to be out like this, anywhere on the map, defending, pushing, doesn't matter. You have to be aware of where the enemy is. And it was pretty, you know, they were all right here. So 99.9% of the time, enemy teams will always go for the closest available objective. Especially when it's a free hero kill. Like, it's very rare a team will ignore that. So when you're out like that on the map, you become the objective. Yeah. Nice push middle. Would move immediately top. Never mind middle, just go top. Top. This is okay, but not super value. Same problem, the wall. Probably would have used Sindragosa sooner. Nice Santa kill though. Damn. Can you get out? All Mr. Root. Thrall wants the kills. Pretty solid push. I wanted you to go top, but that worked out great. So, what do I know? Alright, you're suddenly back in this game, but they are 20. They defend their keep, pretty important. They're 20, by the time everyone reses, they should become picking a fight with you as soon as possible with this 20 advantage. Which means you should avoid them until you get 20, if possible. They know you're bottom, so I don't know why they're not running down here to stomp your faces in. They were a little late. Able to get 20. They could have cut you off here. They were quicker. A little dangerous. For you, I mean. You gotta get 20. You don't have to pick a fight yet. The 20 in Tomb is a really big deal. Created Sindragosa. Questionable. It's good, but again, you might want anti-magic shield. Nah, not that much magic, but Inara cranks out a lot of poison damage. Pretty obnoxious. Any way to stall that turn in? No. Not close enough.
Well done, red team. Power is
You have to decide what lane you're gonna defend. And decide now. Should be top, but you could have fought out here. You want to fight before the Weavers get here, right? This just makes it worse. And you're not saving your keep. I personally would have just picked this fight if in Tomb Silence, right? I don't think I've even seen KT cast Pyroblast all game, TBH, unless I've missed it. Just go Phoenix if this, like, you're gonna be that cautious. Right? Like, just rip Sinjagosa, rip Entomb, like, you have so many tools to screw with them at this point. Emerald Wind. I would have just gone up and picked the fight from here. Or even here, right? Like you're running this way. Just go up here, just pick it. Sinjagosa and Tomb, just go time. Just unleash your arsenal. Right? While you still have some time in these other lanes. Because when you back off like this and just wait here, these lanes are all going to push in. This is going to push in. And you're going to be assaulted. Like, all three keeps are going to be getting hit in under a minute. Like, or around a minute, rather, depending. And, you know. So, not ideal. Like, Trib's looking for the play here, which is good. I like that. You're trying. Okay, they didn't force the issue. Kind of surprised. He was clearing bottom, which is fine. Just have to watch out on the KT. Like, they have a 5v4 and they're not fighting you. It's a little weird. They're being too passive here. They could have forced the issue harder top. They could have easily forced it middle. I'm just like, I'm pointing this out because like if you're them in this position, don't give your enemy the breathing room, right? You had a clear 5v4. You have a lot of tools to help you win the fight. There's no reason not to pick it. Johnson zooms out, but not enough damage. No question mark, still is indestructible. Troll's also zoned out, isn't using the Earthquake. This should be good for you. Pyro should kill him. Nice. This is kind of like what I imagined happening top, right? When I said to pick this fight up here, in this area, which he just did middle. Take top keep. You don't need everyone to do it. Naz could do it alone. Chip's gonna die. Need these keeps down. Okay, creep should finish it off. I'm gonna split someone to get top though. I wouldn't boss at this point. Not sure it's the play. Could be the play. But I don't really like it. Oh god. Yeah. Exactly. And there's too much pressure going on. Could have poked down top keep and then maybe run bottom. Yeah, just too tough. Leo was dead still, right? If Leo was alive, maybe that fight's a little different, but they can burn the boss quick enough with these two heroes. And core. We should take a little core damage from this, but nothing significant enough. Yeah. Even if you get this boss and they defend, like, unless you pull someone home, like, you'll have katas hitting your core. That was a double catapult lane, triple would have been coming in. A little over ambitious. If he was alive, maybe it's okay. But without him, too tough. Top keep went down eventually. Of course, to the boss. But you could have poked that earlier and guaranteed yourself the extra lane pressure. Everyone has ults. Like, this is just go time, right? Just rip Syndagosa, right? And then you have the free entomb. And then they scatter, and then you just nuke someone with Pyro. Like, they're not living, other than Johanna, who is indestructible, of course. Anyone else dies. Completely. So just use the tools, right? Especially when they're all grouped up in a lane. Like, at the worst that happens, it acts like an APOC, and you're going for it now. And that they delta split, and you only catch one target. There's the Syndragosa. Used it now, but too late. That was actually pretty lucky. Didn't get more. So like when you play Syndragosa Arthas, which I used to do a lot of, actually used to never take army, and you can do this when you have a second warrior type hero like Leo, who can also run in and cause chaos. Nice, but not gonna be enough. So close. So far. You have to treat it. It's almost like a long-range dive. Like, when you see them lined up, you can hit multiple heroes or force them to split while you hit at least one, especially if there's level 20 root. They're not going anywhere. And extra slow. It's so free time to get in for a poly, for a zombie wall, for a lift, and a pyro, and tomb. Like, you actually have a lot of deceptively high amount of control tools. I say deceptive because it's like some of them are slow, right? Zombie wall's a little slow. Lift can definitely be dodged. Poly, of course, can't be. Play range. Magic spin. Okay. So some missed opportunities to engage in them this game, which I think I can't guarantee you it wins you the game, but that like we saw it middle. I'm gonna go back and just look at the stat screen, which is always blocked by this. We saw that in this fight middle, where you just ripped your ults on them, opened with Syndragosa, got the Entomb, just Pyro, just boom. Multiple kills, let you take the keep, almost the other keep, etc., etc. So, make sure you leverage the tools / ultimates, talents, what have you. You pick for yourselves. Don't be afraid to commit to using them, especially this late in the game, especially on Tomb, because there's no way you can't macro your way to victory on Tomb, really, this late in the game. It's really hard. By that I mean you can't like hard push a lane and force the whole team to come like running up there while you then go push another lane. Like, the map's too small for that. It's not gonna happen. So the way you do that is of course through gem spider pressure. That's the objective pressure. But as far as everyone here is doing it, it's pretty tough, really tough. You can do it in small ways, of course. You can do it on any map, but unlike the bigger maps where you can really leverage that, like in Towers of Doom and so on, and stuff. I'm not really a fan of Master of Flames. I think the Flame Strike upgrade's a lot better. Flamethrower, personally. Just the range is insane. It's better to poke, better to fight, it's better to defend. It's kind of like better for everything. This is handy, but if they delta split, you get no value. So KT's always like been the best hero at punishing teams who have bad positioning. So there's like ways you get really away with it. A lot of people like Ignite. I happen to like Fury of the Sun well, but it's more of a playstyle choice. But especially when you combine Fury of the Sun well with Flamethrower, like, it's so easy to get the cooldown reduced. Along with Pyro, like, you have like never-ending Flame Strike spam. It's pretty cool. You had Naz. What did Naz do? Yeah, Naz is good. Might have even wanted to go this, but Vile's pretty epic. So they threw a bit, by not pushing properly on your base. They also had, I think, more than one opportunity to jump you in the mid game, which they didn't take, which is good for you. They did rotate on a couple of you, the Naz bottom, the Leo top. So tomb takeaways, number one, 4-man rotate. There's no reason not to do it. Just do your thing. Don't be too fussed about looking for kills. Be careful about split pushing heroes when the enemy wants to rotate on you. And put your pedal to the metal in these fights, right? Just go for it. They aren't that good at counter engaging. I mean, they're decent with like Busted Shield and Earthquake, but with Silence and Tomb and Pyro, like you should be able to cause mass chaos with this once you go in and combo the skills. So a little too passive in the late game, which you already told me. Belos is talking to me like, you know, you made some mistakes in the late game, but some other things about the turn-in, etc., which I already discussed. Good match though. Easy back and forth considering it did take out 2 keeps, core damage. So that's it for the series though. And that's also gonna do it for me. But that was, again, Absolute Legends versus Regen Red. 2-win victory for Regen, but a lot of promise. Made a lot of, like, that Towers of Doom game was brilliant. Really good fight control overall. Really good macro control. Great use of the Malthael. Great use of the Berry Wing. It was like 1 or 2 weird, overly aggressive plays, but pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. That'll be all. VOD will go out. Any questions, concerns, objections, whatever queries, send them my way in the server or PM me. I won't be able to video review every single series, but as I have the time, I definitely will do them. So, GG's and good luck, have fun out there.